14. Start prayer. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining with us for this special afternoon Shabbat Mincha service. If you'll look inside your Siddur, your prayer book, page 214. Zoey and Shea will lead us responsibly in the English reading of the Ashrei.
Joyous are they who dwell in your house. They shall praise you forever.
Joyous the people who are so favored. Joyous the people whose God is Adonai.
I exalt you, my God, my sovereign. I praise your name always.
Every day I praise you, glorifying your name always.
Great is Adonai, greatly to be praised, though your greatness is unfathomable.
One generation praises your works to another, telling of your mighty deeds.
I would speak of your majestic glory and of your wondrous acts.
Generations speak of your awe-inspiring deeds. I too shall recount your greatness.
They recount your great goodness and sing of your righteousness.
Adonai is merciful and compassionate, patient and abounding in love.
Adonai is good to all, and God's mercy embraces all of creation.
All of creation acknowledges you, and faithful bless you.
They speak of the glory of your sovereignty and tell of your might.
Proclaiming to humanity your mighty deeds and the glory of your majestic sovereignty.
Your sovereignty is eternal. Your dominion endures in every generation.
Adonai supports all who falter and lifts up all who are bent down.
The eyes of all look hopefully to you, and you provide them nourishment in its proper time.
Opening your hand, you satisfy with contentment all that lives.
Adonai is righteous in all that is done, faithful to all creation.
Adonai is near to all who call sincerely.
God fulfills the desire of those who are faithful, listening to their cries and rescuing them.
Adonai watches over all who love the Holy One, but will destroy all the wicked.
My mouth shall utter praise of Adonai. May all that is mortal praise God's name forever and ever.
We shall praise Adonai now and always. Hallelujah. We turn to the Katsi Kaddish, page 217. Yitkara v'yitkara shemei rabbah. Yamad yivratu te v'yamlik ma'pute v'chayek on v'yomek on v'chayek kol beit Yisrael b'galav yizman karif yimru. Amen. Yesh merabah mevorach le'olam v'mei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpoar v'yitrumam v'yitaseh. V'yitatar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'ritu. Le'lamin kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata Damiran v'yamad v'yimaru. Amen. We turn to page 218. We rise as the ark is opened. Kuma Adonai v'yachutzu oyevecha v'yanusu misanecha v'panecha ki nitzion teisei Torah ki nitzion teisei Torah u'devar Adonai miYerushalayim Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah V'yamo Yisrael B'kedushato.
Adonai iti u'neromimah shemo yachdav.
Adonai hagidu la'givura la'tiferet ve'anei za've'ahod kivo shamayim u'ba'aretz kivo shamayim u'ba'aretz Adonai Amamah Ve'amitase le'oler Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Ve'ishtachavu, Ve'ishtachavu, L'Adon Raglav Kadosh. Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Ve'ishtachavu, Ve'ishtachavu, L'Har Kodsho, Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. May be seated. In our biblical text, we turn to Parashat Eikev, page 1037. We will do 3 aliyot, Saturday night sort of a preview activity of upcoming Torah events, sometimes exciting, sometimes not so exciting. This time, not too bad. Stories from Moses reminding the people of what happened as they made their way across the land to the Jordan River, where they are now encamped, a new generation that hadn't lived through most of the events of Mount Sinai and so on. And so Moses is recounting those events for us. Amen. Akol, have a good Elohim, Kavod, La Torah, Yamod, Rivka, Bat, Eitan, Shmuel, Vesara, Rishon, Baruch, Shenatan, Torah, Yamo, Yisrael, Bitu, Shato, Piaten, Vamekim, Adonai, Lechem, Chayim, Kochem, Ayo. Okay. Take your towels, touch there. Kiss. And your blessings.
Baruch et Adonai Hambara.
Baruch Adonai Barak Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambara Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Le'olam Melom Ha'olam. Asher Baruch Banu Mikol Ha'amin. V'natenu Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Because you got to think.
V'heya Eikev tishma'un et mishpatim he'ele yushmartem ve'esitem otam v'shamar Adonai Eloheinu lahech et habrit v'et hahesed asher nabar la'avoteha v'heya yuvareha v'hibrecha yuvareha peri v'teneha yufri adameteha dijeneha V'tenorasa, v'yetzoreha, shagar alafeha, v'asertor, tenosa, al hamadam, asher nabrish la avoteha, lata la.
Okay. Take the towels. And then the second place.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu, toret amet, V'heya olam nata botenu baruch atah Adonai notenu haTorah.
Amen. Tamud. Le'abat Eitan Shmuel Vesara Sheni.
Baruch et Adonai Hambara.
Baruch Adonai Barak Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambara Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Baruch tayeh mikol ha'amim lo yayeh v'ha akar v'akara v'inventecha v'hasid Adonai mincha kol holi v'kol marvei Mitzrayim ha'araim asher yadata lo isimam bach untanam b'chol sonoaha v'chalta et kol ha'amim asher Adonai Elohecha noten lach lo talos einecha Elohim v'lo ta'avod et Elohechem ki mokash hu lach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Amdu Sarapat.
Chayalea.
Kailea.
I can't think of his name in Hebrew. Just Chayalea.
Kailea. Yehoshua ben Eitan Shmuel Vesara Shlishi.
Page 1038, line 17.
Touch the door here and kiss it.
Baruch ed Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Barak Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Ki tamor bilvaha v'cha rabim hagoyim ha'elem meni v'cha ucha lecha risham lo tira mehem zaportis por. Eid asher asa Adonai Elohecha lefara ulechol Mitzrayim Hamasot hagadolot asher ra'u einecha ha'etam v'hamifatim v'hayad ha'chazaka u'litzroa ha'antuyah asher hotziacha Adonai Elohecha ken ya'aseh Adonai Elohecha l'chol ha'amim asher ata yareh mifneihem. Touch begin. Make the top.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah tamed v'chayei olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Doctor, Josh, you stay here. I think probably it's better for you to lift and let your grandfather dress. Because I don't know if he drops the Torah, we fast for 40 days. So we'll probably have a better chance with you, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, please rise. Lift it up and go sit over there. V'zot Torah asher sa Moshe B'nai Bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai Yad Moshe. Got the parts? All right, now I can put that on the other way. Okay, that's your turn to carry, right?
This Torah in the house.
Huh?
That's covering.
Yeah. That was the right answer. All right. Now get it to Zoey. All right, we're back in the prayer book, page 221.
Laha.
Yeah, oh, it's in it. It's in her book, I guess. Let's see here. All right, we'll do it together. Yeah, hallelujah, et Shem Adonai, Kini Skav Shelo Levado, Hodo Al Eretz V'Shamayim, Vayarem Keren Liyam, Tilalemo Kayidam, Bnei Yisrael, Am Piromo. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Turn the page. Page 222, one line under where the arrow is.
Etayim.
Lama Kasimba, V'Tomecha, Ve'Yusha, V'Rachecha, V'Archei Noam, V'Pontivotecha, Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Nashuvah, Kadesh, Kadesh Yameinu, Kadesh Yameinu, You may be seated momentarily as we continue with the Chasi Kaddish on page 222. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yibarak Yeruteh v'yamlik ma'avuteh b'chayei kon v'yomei kon v'chayei d'kol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav yizman karif yimru, amen. Yeh shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam v'lomei omayah, Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitbar v'yitma v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kudusha barichu. Amin ko berkata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata namiran b'yamav yimru, amen. You get to rise again. We turn to page 223 for the Amidah, the afternoon rendition of the Amidah, page 223. We'll do together out loud 223 and 224, then skip 225 and continue silently through the conclusion of the Amidah. Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el, Ha'el, Gibor Ha'orah, El Yom, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zomer Kasei Avot, U'Mevi Goel Ibnei Bnei Ben, L'man Shemo V'Yahava, Melech Ozer V'Roshei V'Roshia Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'Roshei Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'chayei Metim Atara V'Roshia, Morid Atah, Mechakel Chayim V'Chesed, V'chayei Metim V'Rachamim Rabim, Somer Novim V'Rofei Koli, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Natzov, V'Shenei Afar, Nikamo Ha'Pa'al Yifros, U'Mido Melech, Melech Me'ni, U'Chayeh, U'Mashiach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman Atah Hayot, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei Hamei. Maybe seated if you've concluded your recitation of the Amidah. Turn to the Kaddish Shalem on page 230. Yitkara v'yitkara shemei rabbah, Yamadi v'rakirutev, Yamlik malchutev, B'chayei kon v'yomei kon v'chayei kol beit Yisrael, Bagalav izman kari v'yimeru, Amen. Yeshmei rabbah mevorah, Ve'olam v'yomei omaya, Yibarach. Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yitpor v'yitmal v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal v'shemei d'kudesha b'richu e'lamin kol berchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata tamiran b'yama v'imeru amen. Kapal solo kondavot kondavot Yisrael kadam abuchon givishma v'imeru amen. Hey shlama rabbanim shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imeru amen. Oseh shalom b'imroma, uyaseh shalom aleinu, v'yakol Yisrael v'imeru amen. We turn to page 231 for the Aleinu, and at the conclusion of the Aleinu, you may throw your candy at them. Okay? Okay, guys, ready?
Aleinu
V'shabeach v'adom ha'chol, v'setu al yotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu v'goyei ha'aratzot, v'lo samanu mishpatot ha'adamah, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'goraleinu kechol ha'olam.
On so many levels.
All right, guys, you come and clean up all the little ones. Come on. Come get the candy. You get to keep it. It's your candy. That's the only way you get it, though. You have to clean it up. Come on. Come and get the candy.
Judah, go get some candy.
Yeah.
What? What was that? What was that?
Okay.
Yay, look at it.
I know. All right, got enough? All right. Okay, we'll get it later. I'm going to push this up so that it's easy for you to hear what these wonderful young ladies have to say. So they're going to offer some words of wisdom about a lesson that we studied. There's no Haftorah chanted on a Saturday afternoon, so it gave us the freedom to sort of pick whatever we'd like to study, and I quickly discovered these are pretty independent young ladies. So we turned to a story in the book of Judges about Deborah and Yael, who were pretty powerful women in their own right, and they are going to tell us a lot about them and what it means. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming today. For our Bat Mitzvah, we decided to learn about two women heroines from the Torah. Their names were Deborah and Yael. I took on the story of Deborah, a famous judge and prophet. In the Torah, Deborah's story starts with the death of Ehud. The Israelites were then faced with the army of Canaan and Commander Sisera, who were against him. Deborah was now the leader of the Israelites and was in charge, a woman in charge. In this story, Deborah is shown with more masculine jobs, or at least masculine for her time, which is a very large step in the direction of modern-day feminism. Throughout the story of Deborah and Yael, it appears that their story is trying to play a joke on the men of their time and create a mockery. Deborah, now being the leader, summoned Barak to go fight the Canaan army and Sisera. However, Barak insists on Deborah accompanying him and says he'll only go if she went with him. Deborah agrees, but says that now he will get no credit because the Lord is delivering Sisera to a woman. While that may be true, it's not what I think what she had intended when Deborah said that. Sisera is then delivered to Yael instead of Deborah, but that's a different story and one for Shea to tell. This story, in a way, is playing a big joke on the men. It's basically saying, haha, you men wanted to defeat Sisera, but actually the women are. In this day and age, women were not heroines or victors. They simply complied with what the men wanted. So for both of these women's stories to be shared and shown that they were heroines was huge. The story of Deborah and Yael really sticks with me because all my life I've been told that I could do anything. I was told that if I just tried hard enough, I could accomplish anything. But that is still true. As I've grown up, it's a lot harder than I thought it would be, especially with what's going on today. Being a woman, especially in Deborah and Yael's time, was not so easy. I'm so grateful for a story with two female heroines being put into the Torah. So with that, I'd like to start off by thanking two very strong females in my life. My grandmother and my bubby, who both listened to what I was newly interested in and what I had a new passion for, who told me endless stories of their life that I will always think of and apply to mine. Two other women that I'd like to thank are my aunts, Michelle and Shoshana. Thank you guys for being someone I could talk to and influencing my life greatly. I'd also like to thank my grandfather and my poppy, who also encouraged me throughout everything. I also would like to thank my brother for challenging me and making sure I was treated the exact same as him, even when I didn't like it. I'd like to give a special thanks to my sister, Shea. Thank you for being with me since before day one, for giving me a different perspective on many things. I would not be able to do this without you, so thank you. Unfortunately, my dad is not able to be here today, but I'd like to thank him too. I'd like to thank him for teaching me many things and talking to me whenever he could. I'd like to also thank the strongest person I know, my mom. Thank you for always being the number one person who pushes me to do better, for always saying that my dreams can and will come true if I work hard enough, for working through everything with me and being on my side no matter what. My last individual thank you goes to Rabbi Flicker. Thank you for taking time over this past summer to work with Shea and me and making sure we were well prepared to stand up here and have our celebration. And thank you to everyone here today, either in person or online. Shabbat shalom.
Yay.
Mine's a bit long, so sorry in advance. In the story of Yael, we think, wow, a woman killed someone, no less but a man. I can say I have also thought about killing a man. And yes, I do know what actually happened. She was trying to save people, Jewish people. Regardless, though, Yael was a hero in some eyes and a monster in others. Reading the story, I didn't know what I should think of her, and a part of me still doesn't. But I can say this. Yael was a woman, a strong, beautiful woman. She had courage and guts. She saved countless Jewish people and killed one man. I can't say that what she did was right, but she's definitely a hero. When I was learning about the story about this brave woman, I would make connections in my life as well. Of course, it wouldn't be because I had killed people, but more because of strength. I would look back on the women in my life, my mom, my grandmother, my aunts, and I can say confidently I wouldn't be the person I am today without them. They taught me how to be brave and fierce, to never stand down and to keep trying, even if I felt like giving up. If you're wondering why I didn't mention my sister, it's because I want to recognize her separately. You have been with me my whole life, and I couldn't have asked for a better sister. I knew that I could always ask you for help or talk about school or drama. It has truly been a pleasure to be your twin sister. But of course, knowing me, I would have to make a joke. So here it is. Zoe, I love you so much, but I am so glad we are not identical. Mom, even though I don't say it enough, I'm truly thankful to you. You push me to make sure I do my best. I know that we have had our ups and downs, and I know that you always have my best interest at heart. You believed in me to go to Gal. You got me tutored when I couldn't read or write. I am really thankful to you, and I hope one day to repay you in some way. But no, that does not mean draw you something. But you've done a phenomenal job raising me and my siblings, and I know it's hard because you are a single parent, but all I can say is thank you for everything. Bubby, you're an interesting person. You have accomplished so much in your life. You've raised 2 girls on your own. You support all your grandchildren through their lives. I'm proud to call you my Bubby. I can always look to you for support. Thank you for being you. Aunt Sean, you have become a lawyer. You achieved your goals. You fought for a place. You are one of the most persistent people I know. Don't change even if the world tells you to. Aunt Michelle, I still think it's hilarious that you think you are the hip aunt. And no, I will not say my opinions on that, but you can definitely throw it down. I love our conversations we have. As a kid, I thought you were the coolest thing. You were amazing at bowling. The W in word is very capitalized. You always made sure that I could understand you. You even sent me electronic books to follow you while I read when I was in kindergarten. I think you are one of the people that understand me the best. Thank you for never treating me differently. I thought it was only fair to talk about my other aunt. That's right, Aunt Judith. I never met you, and I'm sorry I couldn't grow up with you. People have told me how great you were. They say you were funny, smart, and kind. I've looked at photos of you, and I can say you were also pretty. I'm sorry you couldn't be here today, but I'm happy you're here in spirit. Grandma, you are a strong lady. You went through 2 children passing. I can't imagine that. Yet you always have a smile. I could look to you when I was sad. When I would come to your house, you would welcome me. And we would sit at the table reading books that we both knew I could not read, but you would stay and help. Your stories were funny and wild. You always would talk about the Jewish community and the people in it. So thank you for talking to me, and thank you for believing in me. Now that I've talked about the women, I thought it was only fair to talk about the men. I know. You can stop with the size. So, regardless, when I was reading the story of Yael, the men were mediocre at best. So what a better person to start than my big brother Josh. Although we aren't that close, I look up to you in a special way. You make really bad jokes and are really loud, but it's okay because that's how I know you're alive. I've watched you grown up and seen how hard life can be, but somehow you always end up with a goofy smile on your face. I couldn't ask for a better brother. Well, actually, I'm just kidding, guys. Poppy, dude, you are hilarious. You have the best stories. Every time I see you, I get a smile. When I think about you, all I can think of is how I get my fingers out of your grip. Grandpa, you are probably one of the smartest people I know. Also, the weirdest. I really looked up to you when Dad died. You might have not known it, but I thought of you as a father figure. So thank you. Rabbi, thank you for helping us accomplish this milestone. I truly appreciate you and your humor. And to wrap it up, I know you guys will cry for this one, so get ready. Dad, every day without you is a struggle. I know you're watching us, but really, you decided to watch a Bnot Mitzvah. Like, dude, you could go play pool with the presidents. But seriously, Dad, I miss you. I know I don't really say that, but it's true. I wish you were here in the flesh to see this. But even through all of your hardships, you've taught me some things. You taught me to try, to be strong and independent. I'm strong because of you. I'm strong because I can learn how to forgive. I'm independent because you taught me how to live and to have fun and how to be happy. Life sucks, but that's okay. Life will throw you down and try to pin you. But you fight. You fight till you pin life, till you climb that mountain, or you will never experience life. You taught me this, and for that, I will always be strong. Thank you all for coming and believing me when I didn't, and thank you for being nice. Finally, peace out.
You up here, please. I'm glad you put out on it.
Yes.
Zoe and Shay, I've really appreciated having this opportunity, and I've really enjoyed working with you. You taught me a lot. First of all, I finally figured out which one is Shay and which one is Zoe. You show up at Schechter Shabbat, and then you came to Sunday school, and I couldn't keep you straight, even at your brother's bar mitzvah. But now I know which one's which. And secondly, you brought such wonderful, unique, and interesting perspectives to this stories of Deborah and Yael, and you put them into a clear analysis to share with us and to show how they made meaning for each of you. So thank you. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for teaching. It's been a wonderful experience for me. And I hope that you will find ways to continue to bring your insights and perspective to Jewish study. Zoe, maybe at our confirmation program, come that Sunday and get that t-shirt, right? It's not like Sunday school, I assure you. And Shay, I know that continuing Jewish study will be a little bit more of a challenge in Buffalo, but you've conquered so many other challenges. I'm sure perhaps between Zoom and YouTube and other amazing things that your parents and grandparents and I can't figure out, you'll figure out a way to do it if you want. So thank you for coming. Thank you for studying. Thank you for teaching. And now I ask that your mother and brother and grandparents rise as we share in the blessing, thanking God for allowing us to read this special day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'achiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu la'zman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, King of the universe, who has granted us life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this day. You may be seated, and it's your turn.
That's why you got the tissues. All right. Speaking today feels really challenging, and so I've decided to tell a story, give some words of wisdom, and define a word that gives meaning to me. Here's the story. There once was a rabbi praying at his grandmother's grave when a funeral party appeared for someone else. They asked him for help. They needed a 10th person to complete their minyan or quorum, group of people, to pray over the gravesite, to say the Kaddish, the mourner's prayer. The rabbi, of course, obliged and became the 10th person for their minyan. After they were done, the group left, and the rabbi looked at the open grave and knew from his days long ago at school that it was a mitzvah or a blessing to bury someone. So he grabbed a shovel and he spent over 90 minutes filling the grave. Something told him to take note of the name. A while later, he was talking to his great mentor and telling him the story from earlier that day. He mentioned the name of the person he helped to bury, and his mentor became silent and then said, "Rabbi, when you came to yeshiva years ago, your father lost his job. He couldn't pay your tuition. So I looked around and I found someone to do it for you. The man who stepped forward to pay your tuition is the man that you just buried." The word that I want to share today is natan. It means to give in Hebrew. It's actually a palindrome, the same word going forward and backwards if you spell it in English. And that's the nature of giving. It's reciprocal. The energy you give back to the universe always comes back to you, even if it takes many years. It really seems pretty magical to me. Just like the laws of physics, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And from an intangible perspective, from every action, there's a return. Give kindness consistently into the universe, and you'll encounter more love and kindness in the world. 2 days ago, while eating dinner with Zoey, Shay, and Josh, I was reminded, integrity is doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. Girls, keep this in mind when making your life choices. What's meant for you will sometimes feel scary, risky, and new. Easy and calm doesn't always mean you're going the right way. The biggest rewards usually come from having the guts and the perseverance to create your own path. Keep being awkward. Mazel tov, Shay and Zoe. You both have made me so proud. Watching you become bat mitzvahed in spite of so many personal circumstances has been powerful, and I feel really honored. I know that Dad is here in spirit and is so proud of you. The best and most beautiful things in life cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Keep giving to the world and to yourselves, and ultimately give without expectation or any return. Trust the universe and be grateful for your blessings. Thank you all for being here today, and especially Rabbi Flipper. Thank you for making this blessing for the girls. Having your guidance and support throughout our family's history has been really profound. Thank you.
Now the president of the synagogue would like to make some presentations to our ladies here.
The person that will be giving presents today, and it's my honor to present each of you. This is for Zoe. This is for Shea. These are, each one is a Tanakh. Tanakh is our prayer book, is our Bible. And some of you here might remember Burl Ross. And Burl Ross used to say, when you wear it out from use, come back and we'll give you another one. And those are very wise words that have stayed with me. And anything that I have to say right now is a very, very hard act to follow. In fact, 3 very strong women is a very, very hard act to follow. So I'm going to first finish up giving you these gifts. Each of you gets one of these. This is the Jewish catalog, the first Jewish catalog. It's kind of dated, but it's very quaint. And it's a lot of fun to read. And there's really some very good stuff in there that is still relevant and still important and still a lot of, as I said, a lot of fun to read. You're going to like it. And now it's my pleasure to give you certificates of Bas Mitzvah. This, oh, by the way, the Tanakh comes from the Sisterhood and the books come from the Men's Club. And this is yours, Shea. This is your certificate of Bas Mitzvah. And make sure you keep it in a safe place, because at some point, you're going to find it in a drawer underneath a bunch of old CDs and stuff. And you're going to say, wow, that was a really special day. And I'm so glad that I kept it. And I'm so glad that it was so relevant. And I want to thank you for making the connection between one of our stories and modern life. And that's really a powerful part of what we are, because those would just be stories, mices. But if you can make a connection and make them important to your own sense of being and to your own life, that's what really matters. And this is yours, Zoe. And I'll say 1 or 2 words. Usually what I do is I make announcements about what's going on in the show, but I did that this morning at another bar mitzvah. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say a few things. I'm going to say hello to Harriet, first of all, who I've known for so many years. And hello, Harriet. I hope you're doing well. And it was always a pleasure talking to you and knowing you while you were here in Albuquerque. And your mom, Nina, I've known since she was a little girl, and I was at her Bas Mitzvah, and she was at my daughter's wedding, and she was at my daughter's about to be giving birth to my grandson. And so, we kind of go back a long time too. We have quite a history. And I really am so happy to be here. I really am happy to be here today, to be part of this mitzvah. It's very important that you did what you did, and you did it for yourselves, and you gained strength from doing it. Koich. And that's the most important thing, that you actually came in with this and you left with that. And that's a great thing. So mazel tov to you. Thank you.
We thank you for coming. We thank you, ladies, for giving us a reason to come and for inspiring us today. And we wish you a Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Got it?
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Got it now? You got the envelopes? The envelopes.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's
Very
mine.
good.
Thank you.
You share with Zoe.
Thank you, Dad.
You share with Zoe.
I share with Zoe.
First you share. You have one? Yeah, you have one? I gave you 9. I'll make it mine.
Thank you.
You two got one on the way out. I want more candy.
You want more candy?
There's more candy.
Just come on the floor and go pick some up. Thank you. I still forget to get my tickets on that.
I was like, man,
I'm so proud. And Mom. Sorry. Mom and Aunt Lisa, that would have been them. 6
Oh,
years
yeah.
ago.
like you do.
And I'm so